up, everybody? Welcome to episode 398 of Good Luck High Five.
That's right. You're listening to a podcast that's for you if you play Magic the Gathering. Whether you're sitting at home, jamming some arena, or you're getting ready to tune in to this weekend's Mythic Invitational. Invitational.
It'd be an invitational if they all got invited with beautiful envelopes.
Do you know what? Technically, it is an invitational because if you get invited, you have to go into the studio.
But they're invited.
Because they're outside the studio. Like, right, they're playing it from home.
That makes sense.
It checks out.
That tracks. Welcome to everybody. I'm one of your hosts, Maria.
I'm another one of your hosts, Megan.
And like Megan said, we are going to talk about the upcoming Mythic Invitational this weekend.
Yes.
Very exciting stuff because it's the first
and by this weekend, we mean Thursday through Sunday.
Yes.
A double weekend.
I use weekend very loosely, much like a British aristocrat. In which every day is the weekend.
Yes.
What's a weekend? And it's the first big time for Historic to be in a premier tournament.
Yes.
Wow.
It is very exciting. What will we see in Historic? We don't know yet because deck lists don't come out until later this week.
That's right.
And so we're going to do a little bit of speculating.
Yep.
I'm going to talk a little bit about history. I had an article that came out last week that you can go and read about other times that formats have debuted on the pro scene.
Cool.
Which includes Modern and Pioneer. So we'll talk a little bit about that today because there is an interesting trend.
Ooh,
dun, dun, dun.
Okay.
What is it? Stay tuned to find out.
We've also got a preview card from Zendikar Rising.
That's right. So we're going to chat a little bit of Zendikar because, how is it right around the corner?
I have absolutely no idea.
Me neither.
Time. Untrue. It's just untrue.
Yeah, time doesn't make no sense.
So we debuted our preview card if you follow our Twitter account on Monday, but just in case you didn't see it or you want to hear us talk about it, we'll be talking more about it on the show because it is sweet and I'm a huge fan.
And there's some cards that we also know about that it goes real good with.
Yes, I'm so excited. The standard cherubs are dancing in my brain palace.
Standard cherubs?
They're just standard cherubs. Nothing special.
Nothing special about these cherubs. Classic little bow and arrow.
Imagining them play Magic, though, is pretty cute. / disturbing.
Like they're like perched on, in my mind, they're like in a little forest glade and they're like perched on stumps.
That's way
and like
cuter.
Their bow and arrow are like off to the side.
Because they're playing Magic. Beautiful.
Anyways.
That's my brain.
Before we get started, though, we have some people to thank, first and foremost, which are you, our listeners, and especially the patrons of this show. Anyone who is a supporter of the show via patreon.com/GLHFmagic. Thank you a million billion times over. We appreciate you literally every single day of our lives.
That is accurate. And some would say every minute, which is also true. Thank you to everybody who's taken the opportunity to switch to your native currency on Patreon. We now offer British pounds and euros, or as I like to call them, British dollars. And we also allow for now yearly membership, which is really cool. And we've got a special promo going from the 30 days when we first mentioned this, which was 2 episodes ago now at this point. So 2 weeks ago. Yeah. So you still got some time to get in there. You get 2 months free if you want to buy your year up front.
That's right. And if you subscribe at the highest tier level, you'll get one of our sick new playmats from Ultra Pro, which are beautiful. Obscenely gorgeous.
It's right behind you. Yeah. Show it off. It's gorgeous. If you haven't seen this, it's our beautiful rainbow chevron with our Good Luck High Five Starburst logo, which Megan also has tattooed on her. So you know it's legit.
The stinking town with this.
Absolutely. I love it.
Of the stinking town. Thank you as well to our sponsor, Card Kingdom, cardkingdom.com/GLHF, the perfect place to go for all this sick Zendikar Rising stuff once it comes out.
Yes, they've got pre-orders already rolling for Zendikar. There's going to be 2 new commander decks that come out with Zendikar, and I love playing these heads up. So if you're not somebody who's like, I'm not able to play a multiplayer game or I'm not interested in that, like me, you can just play player versus player with these commander decks, and they're great. They're already in the box. Boom. Play with some new cards.
Shuffle them up
and deal. Yeah. Cardkingdom.com/GLHF, a fantastic company, great sponsor of this show, and great place to get your Magic stuff like Zendikar pre-orders or even those cool rewritable tokens.
Yes.
The whiteboard tokens that they have, which are really awesome too. Are you excited for a preview card?
Yes. Trick question.
Trick
Absolutely.
question. Yes, always. 100%. Our preview card, I'm very excited for.
Oh, this is a very Maria card.
It is 100% a Maria card. And it goes with another card that I tweeted about the other day because I was so excited about it.
Yeah.
The new Nahiri Planeswalker.
That's right.
This could be best friends in a Nahiri deck. All right, let's reveal it. Akiri Fearless Voyager.
Yes, this is 1 red-white for a 3/3 legendary core warrior. And it says, whenever you attack a player with 1 or more equipped creatures, draw a card.
I love it.
And you can pay... Is that white?
Yeah,
Okay.
white.
I can't see it from here very well. It could be anything. You can pay white and you may attach
Unattach.
you may unattach an equipment from a creature you control. If you do, tap that creature and it gains indestructible until end of turn. Wow. Protect your little buddies.
And it's a 3/3 for 3.
Yeah, pretty sweet all around.
Yeah, this is a rare, by the way. The flavor text says, no angel bars are ascent. Ameria waits above.
That's right. Ameria is who we were talking about the other day, which is their like convoluted idea of Emrakul, but turned into a deity, like this weird angel.
So they still believe.
Yeah.
Even though it's just a sloopy.
Even though their god went and destroyed Innistrad and then got trapped in a moon.
I mean, hey.
Just like the classic god of Christianity.
Currently trapped in a moon.
Currently trapped in the moon.
What are you going to do?
Why do you think there was a space race? This is a conspiracy theory I'm going to start selling
This is a great
hard.
story. I love it. We didn't ever actually go to the moon. We went to say hi to God.
Exactly. Like the US and Russia were like, who's going to go say hi to God first?
Here's the thing. The moon landing was real. We did land on the moon,
Yes.
but it wasn't like what we saw. So they had to fake it.
They had to fake it. They did have to fake a moon landing.
So they actually got to the moon.
We actually went there.
I like this conspiracy theory
There you
better
go.
than the other one.
Yep.
So yeah, this card is great. Why is it great? Well, 3/3 for 3 mana is already great rate for a 3/3. And it has 2 of the things that you want in an aggressive deck that you don't always get access to.
Yeah.
One is card draw.
Yep.
Incredible. The other is being able to survive wraths.
Yeah.
And this card has protection from that kind of, sort of.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Or your other creatures, like if, they could maybe kill this one, but maybe another one survives.
Yeah,
you can get another one to survive.
Absolutely.
Multiple other ones, depending on how much equipment, creatures, and mana you have available to you.
I mean, it's a big question. How much and how good is the equipment going to be in Zendikar?
Ooh, everyone wants to know.
So I tweeted out Nahiri the other day. This was not my preview card, but I trumpeted it because I think it's super cool. And one of the people who works at Wizards of the Coast InDesign, Andrew Brown, replied to my tweet because I was like,
I saw it was very funny.
I was like, please let this be a viable deck in Standard or whatever. And he's like, yeah, because we would.
He was like, oops, we printed we printed a planeswalker that cares about equipment and forgot to put any equipment in the set.
Oopsie doopsie. So yeah, they've obviously done it, and hopefully it's good enough. That's a real
People
question.
have also pointed out like Shadow Spear, which we haven't really seen.
Yes, I do like Shadow Spear.
Much play, but is like a powerful card.
Absolutely. So in case you haven't got to see Nahiri, this is her deal. She's 2 red-white for a 4 loyalty planeswalker at Mythic. +1, create a 1/1 white core warrior creature token. You may attach equipment you control to it, which is
just for free.
Really good. A free attach and protection for herself because she's making a 1/1.
Oh, people have been like, they want that giant hammer, the +10/+10.
Oh, yeah. Colossus hammer. Ugh. I mean, you can dream. You can dream. -2, look at the top 6 cards of your library. You may reveal a warrior or equipment card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. So you can dig and find more cards, either a creature or an equipment, which I think is really cool, that it's not restricted. And -3, Nahiri, Heir of the Ancients, deals damage to target creature or planeswalker equal to twice the number of equipment you control. So there you go. Removal. She does it all. I don't know what else you want in a planeswalker. She's great.
She's great. I've always been a big fan of Nahiri.
I stand Nahiri for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially with this card. Her other card wasn't really for me, but this one, I'm a big thumbs up.
Yeah. Her other card was briefly popular in Modern with the Emrakuls.
Yes.
You could go get an Emrakul.
Yeah,
drop
I
it for
that.
a turn.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
That was kind of
pretty
neat.
Emrakul.
It was pretty Emrakul.
Yeah.
So you see how these 2 cards work together. Akiri Fearless Voyager is a warrior, loves equipment. Nahiri loves equipment.
Yep.
Now we just need some stinking good equipment.
We've got some red-white cards. We've got some red-white aggro with equipments out there. Is it going to be a thing?
Well, here's the thing. Equipment to be playable in Standard needs to be really, really, really good. Because without anything else, It is terrible.
You don't want to end up in a place where you just have like equipments on the battlefield.
Look at all these swords.
And no creatures to put them on.
Just
it's
a
just
bunch of
so
swords.
lonely. But Nahiri can always come down, make a creature.
Yeah, that's right. And then boop, gets the sword.
Exactly. And they have to get rid of the creature and Nahiri because otherwise she just make a new one.
That's a good point. It's a plus ability.
How about that?
And maybe these equipments have living weapon. I just thought of that.
Wow, Maria.
That would make it good enough,
That's
probably.
a Phyrexia, though.
Yeah, that's true. And we're probably going back there. I mean, they've been dropping hints.
Really?
Yes, like they previewed some land for something that had Phyrexian language on it.
I didn't know that. Oh, wait, they did. I remember that.
Yeah, but I can't remember what it was for.
I thought that was like for a special
It was for a special thing.
It was for a special.
It was for a special,
That was
but
for a
like
special.
I'm just saying, I get a feeling. We were right about Theros, so
That's true. We were right about Theros.
Do you want to talk about this other planeswalker that got previewed?
Yes. Okay. It's Jace.
It's Jace.
And do you know what? This Jace does everybody's favorite thing, which is make more Jaces.
Of course.
Because what's better than one Jace? Two Jace.
Two Jace.
This is
Jace
one.
is the plural of Jace, by the way.
Yes. One Jace, two Jace.
What's your favorite plural group?
Ooh.
There's so many good ones.
Probably Murder of Crows.
Murder,
like what a
A+.
classic.
I don't really know how you beat Murder.
Yeah.
But there are so many good ones.
There are.
I had a book growing up that was just groups and different things, and it was one of my favorites. It's a really pretty picture
I know
book.
it is because I've heard you talk about it before.
Did I really?
Yes.
Well, see, look at this.
It really had an influence on you.
It really must have.
What literature really impacted you as a kid?
This book of group names. What's a group of raccoons called?
I don't know.
A thievery?
A thievery?
A robber
Great.
of raccoons. Hold on.
A robbery of raccoons.
I mean, that would be cute, right?
It really would be. We should
Group
just make
of
it.
raccoons.
We should just call it a thievery of
This
raccoons.
is dumb. It's known as a gaze or a nursery.
No, it's a thievery of raccoons.
It is obviously a thievery.
Yeah.
A gaze? Whatever.
No, that's not even it. A thievery of raccoons.
A thievery. This is not what I meant to Google. It did not work.
Did you just Google thievery?
A thievery of... No, I was trying to find... How do you put it? The best group names. What am I talking about? What do I search?
Best plurals
Best
of animals.
plurals of animals group names.
Well, I hope that level of detail gets you
Ooh,
some
we got
specific
something.
results.
We got something. Okay.
Okay.
A caravan of camels. That's pretty cute.
Yeah.
A gang of buffalo. I also like that.
Yeah, I do. A parade of elephants.
A parade of elephants.
Ooh, a convocation of eagles is very
What about a business of ferrets?
Yeah. That's great.
I wish my bank was run by ferrets. I mean, we all love a gaggle of geese. That's been around for a long time.
A smack of jellyfish.
A shadow of jaguars.
Ooh, spooky.
Ooh, that's great.
Yeah.
A bloat of hippopotami.
That seems rude.
That seems also like no one will ever say that.
Yeah. A prickle of porcupines.
A parliament of owls.
I feel like someone just went through and made these up.
A shiver of sharks. I mean, like, they do seem right. A fever of stingrays.
That one's a little strange.
I've heard a knot of toads. That one's kind of weird.
Oh. A gang of turkeys. That's correct.
Yes.
They look like they could mess you up.
They really could. Okay, I'm sorry, Jace.
Okay, anyways, Jace, plural. Jace Mirror Mage, 1 blue for legendary planeswalker Jace. And Jace has, this is wild, Jace has Kicker.
Okay, so when we were thinking about things that might come back in Zendikar,
We said maybe Kicker.
Maybe Kicker. Here it is.
Here it is. Kicker 2. When Jace Mirror Mage enters the battlefield, if Jace was kicked, create a token that's a copy of Jace Mirror Mage, except it's not legendary, and its starting loyalty is 1.
Oh, I kicked Jace, all right.
So you get 2 Jaces if you kick him. 3 mana, 1 Jace, or 5 mana, 2 Jace. His +1 is Scry 2, and his 0 is draw a card and reveal it. Remove a number of loyalty counters equal to that card's converted mana cost from Jace Mirror Mage.
I like it because it's random.
Yeah?
You don't know. You might lose 6 and he's dead. You might lose 0. It's a land.
Well, I mean, hopefully you scried 2 before and you know.
Oh, yeah. That's a good point.
And if you have 2 copies, then you can use like the
first
little
one to
scry and then the other one to draw.
I get it, Jace. I see your
Pretty
game.
great.
I see your game.
I mean,
this
it's
card's
like
cool.
It's very cool, and people have been talking about like how cool it is to see this design space of a static ability on a planeswalker really explored and pushed with this.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not somebody who would ever be like, I like this Jace Planeswalker, but I think it's so creative.
Yeah,
it's a really creative design.
And we've talked about, even in the last couple of months, while we've talked about a lot of reasonable critiques of R&D and play design, like coming up with just stuff that turns out to be really busted. Like, I love the creativity, though.
Yes.
Like, their creativity has been so off the charts, and I think this is just another example of it.
And I think neither Jace nor Nahiri feel busted.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see.
I mean, we will see. Like, you know, call me out if that's wrong, but on face value, I'm not
They seem like fine.
Make a 3/3 elk for a plus.
Yeah.
Your stuff or their
elk
stuff?
Anything? Elk anything?
Elk anything?
Ugh.
Like, I'm not having that reaction. So, so there you go.
You're not having the elk anything reaction.
There's a look at our preview card, Akiri, Fearless Voyager, and 2 of the new Planeswalkers coming up in Zendikar. I'm super excited. If you're watching the broadcast this weekend, we're going to be talking about Zendikar cards too, because they should all be out by then, and we'll be having a good time, like kind of brewing ideas or finding out which cards our experts are most excited for during the tournament. And Megan, we've got some pretty big Zendikar news of our own to share.
You do?
Yes.
Ooh.
The pre-release.
That's right.
Yay!
We're going to be part of the pre-release next weekend. Wait.
Next week.
Next week.
Yeah.
Next Monday. The Monday after the event.
Yes, the Monday after the event, starting at 1 p.m. 1 p.m. Central Time. We're going to be part of Loading Ready Run's Zendikar Rising pre-release.
Oh, we are so excited. Obviously, it is distant, as I don't think Canada even wants us to look at it.
No, they don't. They're giving us a cold shoulder, and they should.
Anytime you look north, you can hear Canada going, turn around.
Turn around.
Stop looking at me.
Don't look at me. Don't look at me.
Anyways, but yeah, we're super excited. Oh, we're very, very, very excited.
Yeah, and it's a return to playing in paper. If you watch their Double Masters pre-release, which was so cool, they drafted it socially distant in the woods. Very funny. But they all played, at their own space with top-down cameras. So we're going to be playing with paper cards too in our office here, and then we're going to stream that out over the magic of the internet up to Canada, around the base of Australia, and into Victoria, and we're going to play
We
Sealed.
really went the long way around.
We went a very strange way, but hey, that's our internet service provider.
Hey, okay. Do you know what? Honestly, considering the quality of our internet sometimes, I would believe it. Oh, I'm so sorry. We're sending your internet to Australia first.
Monopolies are not good for anyone unless you're Hasbro. The game, get it?
Yeah, no, I was there.
Just checking.
I just hate Monopoly.
Yeah, that's true.
That was
we have a whole nother thing about Monopoly.
Anyways.
But we're super, super excited. Like we said, 1 p.m. Central, we'll both be building sealed decks with Zendikar before anybody else. We feel very, very lucky.
Right.
And battling against the people from Loading Ready Run, and we are here to take them down.
That's right.
Do you hear that?
We're going to make them cry.
We're going to make those Canadians cry, which, you know what? It's pretty easy.
Wow.
But
Wow. So many Canadians listen to this show. Not anymore, they don't. All the Canadians are like turning this off forever.
Because Canadians are more in touch with their emotions.
They really are, which is a real compliment.
Like Americans. Yeah, Canadians are better on almost every single metric you can possibly imagine.
Yeah.
But
not all of them.
Which one are they not?
I'm just we're like about equally bad to our native populations.
Oh yeah, that's true. Accurate.
Like we're all around just awful.
The whole earth could improve at this. But Loading Ready Run versus Good Luck High Five. That's how I'm gonna.
Yes.
Our wins will come for 2 versus any one of theirs, because there's more of them than there are of us.
Okay.
But I'm so excited. It's gonna happen.
We can band together with the other guests.
Oh well, we are the other guests.
It's only us?
I think so.
Wow. I feel so special.
Like, don't quote me on that, but I think that's what's happening.
Oh.
Okay. Well, whatever. We're gonna throw down.
Yeah, we are.
What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, twitch.tv/Loading Ready Run.
Yeah.
Check it out. Come say hi and chat. We'll be here broadcasting, hopefully without a hitch, from our own home studio, which will be pretty cool. Yeah.
And if you're in Australia, keep an eye out for our internet.
It'll be zooming
for
around.
our internet zooming around you.
It's time to talk about the Mythic Invitational coming up this week/weekend.
Oh, wow. It is 4 whole days.
4 days of Magic.
2 days of Swiss and then 2 days of top 8.
Wow, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Because it's a double elimination top 8.
So it's just going to go so many matches and then more matches.
More matches and
That's
more
the way
matches.
a double elimination works.
And more matches.
Yeah.
So that's the longest Magic tournament that I think that has maybe ever been happening.
I think so.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if the first Mythic Invitational was 4 days, but I don't think so. I think it's just 3.
Yeah. Because this one has like 161 players.
Wow. Yeah. That's very large for Mythic Invitational.
Exactly.
From the past anyway. But like speaking of the past, Megan.
Yes.
This is the first big tournament held in Historic.
Yeah.
And you've done some research on when other formats have debuted and a big tournament. What have you found?
So back in 2011 was when Modern first hit the Pro Tour. Pro Tour Philadelphia back in 2011. And there are so many cards. You just like open up the decks that are in that top 8 and it's just full of banned cards.
Of course.
Ponder, Preordained, Splinter Twin. Like the Locust Lands from 12 Post.
Oh, yeah.
Blazing Shoal.
Wow.
Gataxian Probe. It's just card after card after card that has been banned.
Well, I mean, like, look, I think it's like premier format, premier of the format. I'm going to play the best literal thing that I can.
Exactly. And you look at Pioneer and it's the same thing, right? There were a lot of Pioneer events before the Players Tour events this past February.
Yes.
But all of a sudden you hit those Players Tours and that's when Inverter, like the Inverter of Truth decks, all of a sudden everyone was just like, well, they found it.
They found it.
Like they found the thing that was broken, and it is once again, those top 8s are lists of things that are now banned. It's Inverter of Truth and it's Underworld Breach.
Yeah.
And it's so, like, that's the big question I think going into this is there something out there yet that has not been found that we're going to find specifically because it's these teams of pro players who are like putting their nose to the grindstone and finding the best deck? Is this going to be a top 8 full of things that are banned later on?
That's a great point and great question. And also, like, I think is another kind of way to say the same thing we've been asking or wondering about the past few weeks, which is, are the pros going to ruin Historic?
Are the pros... Look, let's just get down to brass tacks and ask the real questions here. Are the pros going to turn around and ruin this playground of a format?
Because we are huge Historic fans here and we want it to stay healthy and diverse. And we're like, oh no, this tournament. No, but I'm not actually complaining because I'm glad that they're doing something that's not standard. I'm happy we're going to see.
I'm so glad it's not standard.
Historic on the big stage.
And Historic is such a unique card pool, which is so cool.
Yes, it is.
There's the Historic anthologies, right? Like there's nothing else like them.
Right.
Jumpstart, this is the only place that Jumpstart is like a legal card pool.
Right. Only Historic.
Only
and it's arena only format.
Yeah.
You know, like
it is.
That's kind of cool.
Exactly. It's so unique. And I think we're going to see some really cool stuff come out of it. I really hope so.
And I mean, going in, Historic already has, a few cards which have already been banned.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's completely unfettered going in. Agent of Treachery, Field of the Dead, the newest induction, Fires of Invention, Nexus of Fate, thank goodness, Oko, Thief of Crowns, Once Upon a Time, Sad Face, Veil of Summer, and Winota, Joiner of Forces.
Yeah.
Are all banned in Historic. So we won't see any of that nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
But what's your prediction? Do you think somebody's going to find something?
Do you know what? If I had to make like a gut feeling guess, it's going to be that there are like some very combo-esque goblins decks running around.
Yes.
And I believe that there could potentially be a goblins deck that like they tune or that they like crack, that someone finds the card that all of a sudden takes that from being like a pretty good deck, because it is pretty good already.
Yes, it is strong.
There are times that like it's really resilient because there are a bunch of cards that can just help you draw a bunch of goblins. It can combo out.
Yep.
It has a lot, and I feel like someone's going to find something and they're going to be like, this unlocks the deck and makes it just wildly good.
Goblins for the win.
That's like kind of my feel.
You heard it here first.
What's yours?
Well, I've got to come to the stump for my pet deck, which is Boggles, in which you can play in Historic. It's a little different. It's called Azorius Auras or whatever. But it's still basically Boggles. Yeah. We're still putting auras on little dumb creatures, making them big, attacking for lots of damage. Like this deck usually plays Ornithopter, Alseid of Life's Bounty, Dauntless Bodyguard. You get the idea. But you have access to Core Spirit Dancer now, which is, one of the key cards in modern Boggles, and it allows this deck to be like a real powerhouse in the format. And so I think that maybe this can go all the way, despite the fact that some people were like, this deck's dead now because Thoughtseize is in the format.
Ooh, yeah. Thoughtseize is a real rough addition. I also kind of think that, and this is a call out for my pet deck, but like I haven't seen a great approach of the Second Sun.
Were you going to build it?
I've been trying and I have not landed anywhere good yet. I can tell you that. But like, I want someone to do the combo version of it, right? Like, remember back when there was the New Horizons, basically like combo version of it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And God Pharaoh's Gift.
God Pharaoh's Gift. I mean,
there was that busted version of God Pharaoh's Gift for a hot second in Standard. Do you remember the red-blue one?
Yes, it was one tournament. It was the Seattle. I played in that tournament day 2 with one of my favorite decks, SRAM Auras. Yeah. And I got into day 2 and I was like, wow, I'm doing really good. And then Meghan, I hit the blue-red God Pharaoh's Gift players.
Yes.
No chance.
And there's a key card that was in that's not in this one, which was the one that you could exert and get a second combat.
Yeah. The 4/1 or whatever.
Exactly. But it does have Champion of Wits, which is very important. There's Gate to the Afterlife. There's God Pharaoh's Gift. I feel like there's maybe a God Pharaoh's list out there.
Ooh.
I would not be surprised if there was a team that found like a very, very good God Pharaoh's Gift deck.
Oh, that would be exciting.
Yeah.
And like we said at the top of the show, we don't know any of this. We're just speculating because deck lists are going to be revealed on Thursday, the 10th, the same day that the tournament starts.
Woof.
So
not until then.
And if you're
I do think we get a metagame breakdown on Wednesday.
Okay.
I believe.
All right. So we'll have a little bit of info going in, but nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
And I love this feeling because this is the feeling we used to have at the start of Pro Tours when sets just came out.
Yes.
Remember?
Yes.
And they're like just 1 to 2 weeks after the pre-release. And
last week when we were going over like our history of all the Pro Tours since we started playing, I was really struck by that. And I'm going to go ahead and say, I think I miss it.
So do I.
I think I miss when these premiere events were tied to a release.
Yes.
Because you got such an exciting feeling from being like, what's going to happen there?
100%. I am definitely team put the premiere event after the release immediately, or at least give them like one week, 2 weeks max. And I will stand behind that for as long as humanly possible. So I hope like somebody listens to this because I mean, it was so exciting. What a way to kick off your new product and get people excited and playing your new standard environment. Then the pros being like, let me show you the way. And then everybody, be like, boop, 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 ooh, I found a better way or whatever.
Yeah.
So I mean, all of this could happen this weekend.
Yeah.
And you can watch at home. Twitch.tv/magic. All 4 of those days coverage is happening, which is pretty cool. So we get to see it unravel in real time. That's kind of what I meant.
Never fails to disappoint.
What should I have said? We
never
get to see unfold.
because to unfold.
Unfold in real time. Maybe unravel. Who knows?
We hope not, but maybe.
You never know. I mean, like sometimes there's like 1 or 2 people who have kind of broken it, and that's totally fine. I think because they did it. But if like half the field knows what the best deck is, that's when it gets a little sad.
Yeah, there's like some of those collected company sacrifice decks.
Yes,
those are pretty good.
Sacrifice.
There's a lot of options out there.
Still around, sacrifice.
Maria, can I tell you one thing that I wish was happening at this tournament?
Golden nuggets.
What does that even mean?
It means that the winner gets to take a bath in a golden nugget bathtub filled with gold nuggets from like the gold rush days.
Would you want to climb in that bathtub?
It's like a Scrooge McDuck situation.
Okay, fair enough.
Yep.
Weirdly, not what I was thinking of.
It was strange.
I know. It was a really good guess.
I tried.
But I wish that there was going to be an Amonkhet remastered draft.
Yeah, me too.
It would be so cool.
Of course.
It would be so cool.
I cannot wait for the day when we can have premiere events that are split format again on Arena with draft.
Because like you can watch,
standard.
you could watch the whole draft.
Yes.
Like it would look so good.
And there's ways like to capture everybody's draft, so you can literally play it back and be like, what did they do? And what did they do? And we can watch it happen.
And Amonkhet Remastered is so good.
It is very good.
I like every single draft that I've done of it so far. There will be games, and they will have gone on for so long, and I will have eventually lost. But I just like, you know, like the little like defeat screen pops up, and I'm just like, what a good game.
It's an excellent draft format.
Like I was just so satisfied by like the experience, like the games themselves.
Yeah.
Oh, they're so good.
So good. And I've got on my stump a couple of times this episode, but I think too, like we're nearing a place where the technology is able to better showcase a format like draft.
My hope is that every month we are drawing closer to them figuring out how to do that.
Yeah, for sure.
I think it would be just so smart and so great and so cool.
And it's more skill testing to have a dual format
than just one thing.
Big event, right? Because you got to be good at the draft and you got to be good at the constructed. And let's test you on both. You know, I like that a lot better.
I had a draft the other day in our match. My opponent had God Pharaoh's gift. No, what's the thing? What's the one that I'm thinking of?
What is the one you're thinking of?
The 7 mana.
Oh, gosh, I can't think of the name of it either.
Why are we not? Is it God Pharaoh's gift?
That's a big one, right?
That's the one that we're thinking of, right?
Is it though?
I feel crazy all of a sudden that I can't remember. But anyways, I'm pretty sure.
It's been a long time.
Oh, we haven't even seen. Yeah, God Pharaoh's gift. They had like
you
Gate
were
to the
thinking of
Afterlife.
Gate to the Afterlife.
No, but they had God Pharaoh's gift also.
Yeah.
And they got it early because, or like they found it because of Gate to the Afterlife.
Great.
And I went on to still beat them.
Wow.
And it was like, but it was so close. Oh, it was so good. It's such a good draft format. Anyways, I will stop talking about how badly. I wonder if there's a hollow one.
I know.
deck.
I just saw that
we
too,
just
and I was
looked
like,
at hollow one. We're
hollow
like,
one.
we've seen that card get busted before.
Yep.
Let's scroll through some of these cards. I just want to look at some of these remastered cards that we haven't, like Scarab God, huge player.
Oh, Scarab God for sure. We've been seeing him pop up a little bit here and there in Historic.
And when he was in Standard, like, huge.
Dominated the format.
Oh, I haven't had a chance to draft a River Hoopoe yet.
Dude,
And
I drafted a deck with 3 River Hoopoes.
Maria, I have never seen a River Hoopoe
I mean,
yet.
people know now.
I've never even seen a River Hoopoe.
Remember when we had our episode and River Hoopoe debuted and we looked up the sound a Hoopoe makes and played it on the show?
Yes, and then we tried to guess. We had an extra special patron special where we tried to guess what different birds sounded like, and we've never been more wrong in our lives about anything.
I have found a new favorite bird sound.
Yeah.
It is the brown-headed cowbird, and it sounds like a computer.
Ooh.
It sounds like the little droplet sound on a Mac.
Oh, yeah.
And I was at my cabin, and I heard it make the noise, and I was like, where is there a Mac computer that works up here in this wilderness? Bring it to me. And then it was the cowbird.
Yeah.
Bloop, bloop. I can't do it.
Bloop.
Bloop, bloop, bloop.
Great.
That and my other favorite bird, which is the one that can make any sound.
Yeah.
Of course.
Nicol Bolas God Pharaoh. That's like a big Grixis finisher, and we haven't really seen a Grixis control deck.
Do you remember the Locust God?
Yes. Draw cards, baby.
That was
anything that likes drawing cards, I remember, Maria.
That was a fun card, and
it really was.
Standard for a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, I wonder, now that we have like Enigma Drake, I wonder if there's like an Enigma Drake, Crackling Drake, Arclight Phoenix historic deck?
Definitely a Phoenix deck. There's
but
gotta
are we going
be.
to see one in historic? Because we haven't so far.
I mean,
like, is it underpowered for historic?
Great question.
That's the,
What about Hornet Queen?
I want a Hornet Queen deck. There's been so many flavors. There's been like mono green ramp with walkers.
Yep.
Right? I've seen that with like Nissa, and then they have Karn, and they can use Karn to just go and get whatever they need out of their sideboard to shut you down.
Yep.
It's pretty brutal sometimes.
Yeah.
And I could see, and then they have like Eugene. And I could see that having like
A
a Hornet Queen
finisher. Absolutely.
Ooh, love me a Hornet Queen.
Hornet Queen.
Hazaret obviously really giving a bump to those red decks that aren't goblins.
What about Glorybringer, Glory B?
Oh man, Glory B, another card defining for standard, and then you're like Scarab God, you're like, was it good enough for standard and not good enough for historic?
I mean, we didn't see it in modern.
Because we haven't seen it yet.
But there is mono red in historic, of course,
Yes,
as every
there
format.
always is.
And it is successful both in its mono red version and, like you mentioned, the goblins version. So
I wonder if it's a kind of thing like, I wonder if goblins is enough combo that people think it's different, and so they think mono red is a viable choice, or if goblins is just like, if you want to be playing an aggro game, you should just be playing goblins.
I mean, I
feel
think
like
it's different enough, personally, but what do I know? I would love a zombies deck to be real.
Oh, Crypt Breaker, we'll draw all the cards, and then it has Liliana's mastery.
Yeah.
Give you
zombies, give them +1/+1, A+.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, like, Amonkhet Remastered coming out so soon too is something else. Like, not only are we getting the debut of this format, but also this new quote unquote format released on Arena.
Yeah.
Is now a card can draw from that card pool too.
Yep, it's really shaking things up out there, and I want to see what happens.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, have you tried Yorion with Approach to the Second Sun? Does that make sense?
Ooh, I haven't. No.
Ooh, this new art of Approach to the Second Sun is really cool.
It's very good. It's great. And obviously I'm out here rooting for anything that runs Sphinx's Rev. Our beautiful, beautiful friend. Our best
Welcome
friend.
back, Sphinx's Rev.
Sphinx's Rev. I love it so much. Obviously, we all know that. That's not news. Wrath of God plus Sphinx's Rev. Nice.
Nice. Yeah. Esper Yorion could be a player in this tournament. I'm looking at Sultai Lands.
I have noticed a little bit, right? And they were saying part of the reason they banned Field of the Dead is because it was skewing the format more towards aggro, because it was the only way to beat it. And that was really locking out a lot of control decks.
Sure.
And I think I'm not convinced that the format is not too fast for control still.
Okay.
Like, I don't know that a 4-mana Wrath gets it done quick enough in this format. There's plenty of times where you're already dead.
I'll be interested to see. I mean, some of these decks we're looking at now that have been at the tops of tinier little tournaments leading into this are big mana decks or control decks, but those are just small sample sizes.
Yeah.
Really interesting to find out. Well, this tournament's going to be a $250,000 prize pool, by the way.
Yeah, we can, we can count to 250,000.
Can you really, though?
No.
That seems like a long way to count.
I don't know why you would. Don't know why you would.
Counting sheep.
But yeah, so they're going to be talking about Zendikar Rising. There's going to be a secret lair drop.
Yay, secret lair!
So if you're into the secret lairs, make sure you're tuned in to figure out what it is.
Couple of new casters, not new, but to be joining the Mythic Invitational team. We've got Amazonian on play-by-play, and Bloody will be coming in as an expert. Manny Devuti is an expert as well, who is on the Players Tour, so he'll be coming back, which is good. Day 9's gonna be here. Wow. It feels like a long time since we've seen that old guy, that old man.
Yeah. Like we said, 161 players. So obviously we've got the MPL. We've got
all the rivals.
We've got people who qualified for this. It's 161 is a big field for this. Remember, the top 16 get to go to that season grand finals.
Yes.
So in addition to the regular prizes, they're also competing for that.
Wow. So day one's going to be 7 Swiss rounds. That's normal for one of these tournaments. Yep. Same thing on day number 2.
And day 1, you need 12 points to advance.
12 points.
Which is 4 wins.
4 wins or better. And day 3 and 4 is the top 8 double elimination playoff.
Yeah. Wow.
Wild.
Yep.
Oh, that's so cool. Well, yeah, the whole thing kicking off 9 a.m. Pacific time on Thursday, September 10th. Mm-hmm. You can watch it. I'll be there being like, talk, Magic Times.
Oh, yeah.
From my house, pajamas on bottom, blazer on top. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the new mullet.
I was about to say, it's the new mullet. Business up top, party down bottom. That doesn't sound... It just doesn't sound quite right.
Oh, great. And while you're watching, you can get yourself prepared for the historic challenge.
Ooh, yeah.
Which is coming up September 5th through the 8th. You can win 15,000 gold and 40 Amonkhet remastered boosters.
Yeah, pretty great.
Wait, is that before this?
No, wait, it is. That's the 5th through 8th?
Oh, yeah.
It's happening. Well,
it's happening now.
It's happening now. It's happening now.
Wow, fun. Time is a crazy mistress.
What a fickle mistress she is. Time.
How's that song go?
Time after time.
Nope, that's
not the one you were thinking. Okay.
I was thinking of Hazy Shade of Winter.
Time after some time.
It's time to say thank you to our amazing sponsor, Ultra Pro.
Maria, I noticed you've handed me a Teferi deck box.
That's right.
Wow.
It's a real
this
message.
art is cool. And do you know what? We can stop hating him now that Time Raveler's out of gone, right?
I feel like we can.
Like now, like that, it was only the one version of himself giving himself a bad rap.
Well, yeah, but also his old self was like kind of annoying.
Which one was his old
5
one?
mana Teferi.
I love 5 mana Teferi. You can shut up and get right out of town.
But I will concede the point that more people hated Little Teferi.
Like Little T was the reason why everyone was like, ugh.
Magic. Ugh.
Yes. And for a while it was the fact that 5 mana did enable those no-win con decks. Because he could just tuck himself.
That's what I'm saying. You can go tuck yourself to Teferi.
Okay.
But if
I'm
you're
just saying, I think that he's starting to try and get back on our good side. And what better way to get on a good side than with a sick deck box like this one?
I pulled it up because it is really very pretty.
It's so pretty.
And
This
I know
art is really pretty.
There's a lot of Teferi fans out there. And if you're not a Teferi fan,
I'm a Teferi fan.
I've got one of the cool full art mountains here on deck box, which is beautiful. And you can get all of the full art lands as art on deck boxes, on playmats, on Life Total notebooks.
Do you know what? This is the first one that I've really looked at, and I'm like, Teferi is handsome.
Megan's having a moment.
I'm just saying, like, that's a handsome man.
Absolutely.
Look at him.
He also can control time, so you're never going to have a fight. Because he'll just go back and fix it.
Oh, that's nice. Anyway, so if you want a handsome Teferi deck box, Ultra Pro is your place to go.
Oh, once again, reminding me of Voyager episode.
Which one?
The one where Janeway's... Okay, so they're stuck in, the Delta Quadrant, and she's like, everyone's bored. We're going to make an Irish town in the holodeck.
Classic.
And it's open doors. So the holodeck's running the Irish town constantly, and you can just go into the Irish town and hang out and do whatever you want at any time. Because we're all so bored. And of course, she finds herself an Irish boyfriend.
Yeah. Good for her.
Classic Janeway. And this is her, only love interest in the show. And she...
Even though she and Chakotay should have ended up together.
Yes, obviously. He built her a bathtub. Okay, I'm over it. I'm not over it. So she finds herself an Irish boyfriend, but she modifies his parameters because he's a holodeck program, and she does something she doesn't like, and she's like, oh no, computer, change this about whatever his name is, and change this, and she does it again, and then the third time she's like, wait, what am I doing? I can't just keep changing somebody to suit my whims. He's his own holodeck person. And
except he is?
I don't know. She's like, I've got to learn to accept other people and not just try to bend them to what I want in this, even though this completely fake relationship.
Even though it's a holodeck program.
Yeah.
Wow, that one's really exploring the boundaries of what it means to be human and what it means to be alive, what it means to be sentient.
The whole holodeck thing is really a recipe for probably disaster of the human race.
Yes.
But you know what? We'll get to
it's some really unexplored territory of how bad could this go? They were like, how bad could it go? What if they get stuck there multiple times?
Yeah, and Barkley had a hollow sickness or something, hollow addiction. Yeah. So they did kind of touch on it. That was the Next Generation. But
what a world.
I pretty much feel like the world would stop functioning.
Yes, if we had holodecks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree with you generally. Yes, I think so.
Anyway.
Absolutely.
This is a podcast about magic.
Let's talk about the feasibility of holodecks. I think it's... Anyways, Ultra Pro.
Ultra Pro.
Ultra Pro.
everybody for hanging out with us on our show this week, which is about magic and about Star Trek, which, you know, like if that was the deal,
Why
I would
not,
be like,
man?
great.
Yeah.
Great show. Thank you once again to Ultra Pro for being our sponsor and Card Kingdom. You can check them out at cardkingdom.com/GLHF. And to all of our patrons who do the wonderful job of keeping us on the air every single week over at patreon.com/GLHF Magic.
Yeah, thank you so much. And tune in to that Mythic Invitational this weekend if you want to see what's going to go down in the world of Historic. Are we going to see a top 8 full of cards that later on are going to go on to be banned?
Historically speaking, yes.
Yeah, it could happen. Maria will be there. I'll be there tip-tapping away behind the scenes.
Tip-tapping on the gram.
Tip-tapping.
Follow the Magic Instagram and stuff to see a Magic
and Twitter, even though I never want to tell anyone to get on Twitter. Live your life. Live your life as best you can. And that usually doesn't include Twitter. But anyways, if you're on there already, I guess come find us.
We'll be back next week with a wrap-up on all of the action from the Mythic Invitational and more to say about Zendikar Rising because we will have played the pre-release.
Wow, we will have.
Now remember that's coming up on Monday.
Yeah, that's right. You won't have another episode to prepare you.
No.
This is your warning,
warning to watch the pre-release on Monday, okay?
On Monday.
And we'll be able to tell you what the best stuff is to do at your pre-release on Arena or whatever on the 17th.
Sick.
Yeah. You know, because that's the kind of service you can expect from two Minnesotan ladies. You know?
Am I Minnesotan?
I don't know.
I don't know where I'm from.
I don't know.
I'm a person of many places.
Yeah, you just exist
on the holodeck.